space. So we live in an apartment, if you didn't know that already. So I was really challenged when NewAir decided to send me this incredible 19 bottle wine cooler, which I will get into more in the future. But we didn't have any space to put it in our kitchen, because obviously there's built-in cabinetry there and I can't just rip something out. So I wanted to make this space just outside of the kitchen, and it actually really helps and flows right out from the kitchen. So it helps ease some of the fact that we don't have a ton of counter space. We now have a whole beverage area out here, and out this way is our dining table and living area. So this is exactly where we do all of our entertaining. So I figured this wall, which previously had just a photo and a chest beneath it, would be a great space to kind of transform and make into our mini bar area, which is what I did with these extra shelving. So yeah, we had to put some few holes in the wall, but in the end of the day, when we leave, we'll just fill those holes up and repaint this small tiny wall, which we have the paint color for, and it'll be an easy fix. So if you're a renter, this is doable. Just definitely check with your landlord about doing something like this before you do it. Anyways, let's get into this DIY.
So to start off with this project, I picked up some wood. So these are for the shelves. This is a 1x8 and it was in 6 feet. I got it cut in half at the hardware store for our 2 shelves above. And I'm just sanding it down, and then I went back with some 320 grit sandpaper to make it nice and smooth. The other wood I picked up is this. It's 16 inches wide by 1 inch. I got it cut down into pieces that I thought would fit nicely around the fridge. However, I miscalculated and the long board is about 1 inch short of hitting the ground, but it's fine. It will work. So I had my boyfriend help me out with this just so I could attach the 2 boards to make this L shape, and simply did some pilot holes, some wood glue in between, and screwed the 2 boards together. I buried the screws because this is going to be our tabletop, so I put some wood filler in there and sanded it down once it had all dried. So then I decided to take this outside and paint it. Now this color is the accent wall that we have in our kind of living dining room. So I thought it'd be great to paint this board here that is basically just covering the back of the refrigerator because of the way that I set it up. So I'm doing that in all green. I'm going to stain the top of it. And don't ask why I decided to lay it down like this. This is obviously the stupidest way to do it, which I realized later. I also painted the shelves with the green color as well, and I just thought it'd be nice to have some more of that in our room. I did a couple of coats of paint for that, and then I painted these brackets that I picked up here from IKEA for $10 for the pair, gold, because that's our accent color. So now for the fun part, a big thank you to NewAir, who sent me this incredible fridge. It's their 19 bottle compressor wine cooler, which was so fun to unpack.
Whoa, that's cool.
So I love how they sent this in the mail. It was here within less than a week. It's a beautiful, slim unit, as you can see. It's stainless steel, so this is designed to actually go inside cabinetry. We're renters. We're not doing that. It's also a freestanding designed fridge, so it looks great on its own. And I love how they added that little energy info there, so you know how much this is going to add to your hydro bill, and I am super particular about that. Looks like it's only going to be an extra $30 a year, which I'm totally okay with. So there are these beautiful beechwood racks inside to store all of your wine, and you do need to attach the handle. It's incredibly easy. It's just simply 2 screws that you screw in. But this fridge is so compact. It's incredible how 19 bottles will fit inside of it because it's only a foot wide, so it's a really small footprint, and it will work in really small spaces. I'll get to a few more details on why I love this fridge so much in just a bit, but back to some staining. I used a red mahogany stain because it's very similar to some of the other woods that we already have in our space. So I'm doing the tabletop like this, and I did do 2 coats of this stain just because I wanted to have the color be very vibrant in it. Allow the coats of stain to dry in between. And then you're going to want to go back with some varathane. I put about 4 coats of varathane on top of this just because I wanted to protect the wood really well. I know it's going to see a lot of wear and tear and possibly water. So next I'm just hanging up the shelves. I mean, you don't really need me to explain this, but we put some wall plugs in, and with these shelf brackets in particular from IKEA, you're going to want a helping hand to put these up because you kind of need to have the shelf up inside the brackets while you are hanging it. You cannot put the shelf in afterwards. The other thing I did was grab a couple of brackets to help hang this L-shaped little built-in that I built for around the fridge. So I put them on the top to add some support to the tabletop, but also on the back to make sure that this piece of wood wasn't bowing out at all. And I did my best to make it as tight as possible around the refrigerator unit, and it turns out that I made it maybe a little too tight. My boyfriend and I had a hell of a time trying to squeeze this in after we had attached it to the wall. And that also has to do with the fact that our apartment has crooked flooring, and this was just not a whole lot of fun. It did take about 20 minutes of fiddling around, so I would definitely suggest allowing yourself maybe a half of an inch of space around it. As you can see, it's really tight there. We eventually did get it all put in there together, so it worked out. So I put a bunch of our glassware up here on the shelves, easy access to mix your drinks. And then the top shelf, I'm not in love with how I've styled it. It's mostly just thrifted items and some DIYs that I've done in the past. I'm still kind of figuring out what I want that to look like, but that'll do for now. I just need to find a picture for that. So the fun part, of course, is filling your new 19-bottle NewAir wine fridge with wine. This is for both red and white wine. You can adjust the temperature between 40 and 66 Fahrenheit. And it also has this really cool light that I love to turn on when company comes over. Adds a whole new glamorous look to this. Now this thing comes with a set of keys, which might sound kind of strange, but think about it. If you've got young kids and you don't want them accessing this, you can lock the fridge up and they can't get into it. Or you can lock it when company comes over if you don't want them to drink your wine. So here's my quick little tip on how you can clean stainless steel. I know it sounds weird, but use a little bit of cooking oil. Those nasty fingerprints look terrible. And believe me, this is the best way to get rid of them. My mom taught me this hack. She always used Pledge on our stainless steel fridge growing up. So she says an oil-based product is the best thing to clean that up. So then grab yourself some wine and pour yourself a glass. Your new mini bar is done.
So that's it for this week's DIY. I absolutely love the space. I'm so happy with how it turned out, how the green on the shelves incorporate with my accent wall. It just really looks great, and it's become a very handy space. So again, a big thank you to NewAir for partnering up with me for this and sending me this incredible fridge. I absolutely love it so far. The temperature control, the sleek look of it, and I love the little light to put it on when when I'm entertaining and company comes over, but also the fact that it holds 19 bottles of wine. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to keep that fridge filled with 19 bottles, but it is nice to know that I have the space to do so. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I don't always do bigger scale DIYs like this or makeover style videos. I do a very wide variety of DIYs for all different types of skill sets, so check out my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a new video every single Wednesday, so I'll talk to you next week. Cheers.